one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. Just gotta mean something to you. They gotta mean something. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2 3. 1 2 3.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps because they know what happens next. So without further ado,
Free smoke.
look. Scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much I have you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa Bars forever, like they decided to throw me under Slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
Winning has a price. And leadership has a price.
When did winning not become the main thing? I always say keep the main thing, where, you know, winning is the only thing that truly matters.
You find yourself alone, riding in green fields with the sun on your face. Do not be troubled. Brothers, what we do in life echoes in eternity.
Welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Yo, I appreciate the comments and the new subscribers. The family is growing. We are growing. A lot of bad football took place today, specifically in that first game, but some bad football took place in that second game also. We are here to recap these these Saturday night football games. Well, one of them took place in the afternoon, but you know, it's whatever. We are entering the last week of the regular season in the NFL, week 18, even though it's only 17 games. You know, you got to equate for the bye weeks and whatnot. But anyways, we had the Baltimore Ravens, who had absolutely nothing to play for. Not a thing could be earned by Baltimore in this game. So they played backups, and they played against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who played for everything in this game, and yet they still played like shit. But we'll get to that. And the Houston Texans, led by rookie C.J. Stroud and rookie quarterback DeMeco Ryans, I was about to forget his name for a second. They went into Indianapolis to take on the Indianapolis Colts in an AFC South showdown. Winner gets into the playoffs. I guess we'll start talking about a lot of news came down today also. Draymond Green is back from a 12-game suspension. Anthony Joshua will be taking on Francis Ngannou. A lot of stuff happened today. Well, a lot of sports news came through today. Yo, before we get into the show, though, I got to say something. I got to get something off my chest. Because this Cat Williams thing has been going crazy the last couple of days. And I'm not going to keep talking about it, to be honest with you, bro. I'm about to block that name, the name Cat Williams, on my Twitter for a while. Because this is ridiculous. Listen, man. I don't expect most black, African American, whatever you want to label yourself, if you my skin color, when you're a certain age, I don't expect you to give a fuck about, keeping the peace and things of that nature. I done seen so many people talk about that Cat Williams interview in ways that disgust me, because it just showed me that my people never gonna grow the fuck up. Listening to Shannon Sharp try to defend himself, even though I don't really know why he defended himself. I mean, other than I done seen people say that they didn't like how he took the interview because they was like he didn't interview him the way it should have been. But I already done realized Shannon Sharp's not an interviewer. Like he done said it. Now, even though some people would say that's a little whack, saying, "Oh, I'm not an interviewer. I just talk to people as your scapegoat." But that shit don't matter that much to me. I do understand the people who was like, well, why didn't you ask him questions as pertaining to what do he think he could do better in his life to be where he want to be, or why he think some of the things he done didn't lead. Why didn't you lead the conversation into asking him about himself rather than letting him just sit there and go crazy on other people? And I do understand that line of thinking, because you just let this man sit here and go at everybody else, and not once did you ask him what could he have done better. Why do he think some of the things he done in his life led to him to where he at? How can he bounce back? How can he get back on track? You didn't seem to spend too much time on that. And then, the way Shannon done defended himself to me is kind of goofy. I keep hearing him say, why didn't people ask him these questions when he was talking to the other comedians? Bro, what other comedians was going at people on your show? What other comedians was getting on the show and just taking out a flame torch, hating on other comedians and being bitter? I really don't get that. And then the part that's really, to me, the saddest part, because I'm over the ignorance that come from it. I already know ignorance love ignorance. Miserable people love other miserable people. So it's not a shocking to me that Cat Williams got this type of back. And I done had people tell me, bro, you don't understand. Yeah, I understand. When I'm not a miserable, hating ass individual, I have no room or time to try to understand that nonsense. But the part that really is sad to me is how people who consider themselves Cat Williams fans and he's spitting the truth, and they wasn't there for none of this shit. They don't know what's true or not. All I know, that's why I haven't questioned if any of it true, because I don't care if any of it is true. For one, Steve Harvey said that him and Steve Harvey then told multiple stories about him and Bernie Mac's past. So I don't understand why people act like that's new news. But the stories and whatnot, I could care less about, bro. To sit on there and bring such a negative energy, to hate on other people, instead of going up there promoting things that you got going on, instead of going up there shining lights on the projects you got going on and how you could do, you decided to go up there and be the same old hating ass Cat Williams. Be the same old bitter ass Cat Williams. And if you think people like me say that unnecessarily, I don't understand how you watch this, man, and don't think to yourself, man, Cat, how about we take some accountability at some point in time? How about we ignore all that shit right there? Because what did that ultimately do for Cat Williams? Do you think people want to work with him any faster than they wanted to work with him before the interview? Do you think he gonna get new opportunities coming in that he wasn't getting before the interview? Like, I don't understand. If you love Cat Williams and you want Cat Williams to be great, what did that interview do for him that would make him great again? That's what I don't understand. People celebrate this negativity and this. I don't get it. But like I was saying, the saddest part to me about this really is you see how easily influenced ignorance. You see how easily influenced miserable people and people just in general are to this type of miserable, ignorant, negative message. Now you got people running around on Twitter saying Steve Harvey was never funny. Kevin Hart was never funny. All these comedians were never funny all of a sudden. All these comedians are industry plants now. And it's just very weird to me, because the reason I think most people agree with Cat Williams, or not even agree with Cat Williams, the reason most people want to support Cat Williams on this negative, hating ass message is because they don't think very highly of themselves. Because nobody who think highly of themselves, nobody who think that they'll be something one day is going to sit back and think to themselves, it's okay to be this level of a hater. Because I always say, when you become great one day, is this how you want people to view you also? Because it's so easy for y'all to discredit all these other guys because somebody else said something negative about them. So when you become great one day, Somebody just randomly don't like you because they feel like your success wasn't earned. Do you become okay with that person having a fan base behind them and everybody starting to pour it in, telling you you didn't earn that? You really not that funny, even though the whole world was walking around quoting Kevin Hart jokes from every single one of his specials. Even though the world walk around laughing at Steve Harvey and all the things he done Family Feud, one of the greatest shows of all time. I seen people say the Johnson's Family Vacation wasn't funny. Now we just killing black classics because Cat Williams wasn't in them. You can't allow your mind to be this easily influenced. It can't be this thing of, oh, when somebody who I like more than this other person say something negative about that person, I'm completely done with that other person. What? What is Cat Williams' problems with those dudes have to do with you? Why do you now hate those people and feel like you can belittle those people at every opportunity because Cat Williams did it? How is it y'all so addicted to following negativity but can't seem to follow the good? I don't get it. It would have been so easy for people to say, I understand what Cat Williams saying. Even if I don't understand what he's saying, I can see he got a lot of hate and emotion in his heart. The brother need healing. He needs some type of therapy, but I'm not finna celebrate this as if this is okay, what he just did. And regardless of how any of those other men he feel did or didn't do something to him, those men done moved on with their life and they doing great things in life. Their careers are bigger than anything that Cat Williams said about them in those interviews. But people who ain't matured in their life, who still miserable in their lives, keep trying to find ways to kill these other comedians and these other people. I'm seeing people kill Tiffany Haddish and all these other people, try to bring up their lowest moments in their life. What kind of world is this? This is my problem with that interview. I don't understand how Shannon can't see it. In a world where we try to preach peace and positivity and all this type of stuff, this type of negative act has now influenced a bunch of negative activity, and Shannon defending it as if he don't understand what the problem is. People on Twitter who feel like they Cat Williams fans going nuts thinking that this is okay. I don't get it. I really don't. Y'all need just as much healing and therapy as Cat Williams need. To be this old at this age and still acting the way he acts, still talking and having this type of hate in his heart, bro. And I don't understand how people don't look at him and see the jealousy and the envy that spew out of him. The fact that he feel like I'm funnier, I'm better than these dudes. It's not about that, bro. At some point in time, the hard worker who got the talent, even if it ain't as great as your talent, but he or she work harder than you. At some point in time, bro, it plays a role. Oh, I wasn't going to conform for Hollywood and this and that. Well, they did, bro. And people on your side can keep saying, oh, they sold out for Hollywood. But they living better lives now. A life that you wish you was living. And instead of hating on them dudes, you could find a way to get. I remember Cat when he said his fans is the hood, the underground. Well, why is the underground got you living like this? I just listen. A man at this age is still spewing out this type of negativity when he hop on a stage or when he hop on an interview, and a man that's the funny thing to me is that Shannon Sharp said people jealous. I don't know how everything done become for Shannon Sharp. Y'all jealous because of my views. Y'all jealous because, bruh, Shannon, you are very successful. It's people who are far more successful than you. So I don't understand why you keep playing it. Some of Shannon's things is just so. I don't understand his logic sometimes, man. Sometimes I be thinking it'd be old school logic, but then sometimes I'm listening to it and I'm like, man, this is just an ignorant man's logic, to be completely honest. I don't know, man. I don't really know. I was watching Nightcap tonight and I had to turn that shit off because, man, he spent about 30, 40 plus minutes. I mean, they were still talking about it when I left, and when I had came back thinking they was going to change the topic, they were still talking about it. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to call it a night on that. But like listening to him say what he was saying and trying to, I mean, it just sounded crazy. It sounded crazy. But my message is this, bro. I don't care if you agree with Cat or not, bro. Do not let this type, bro. What do you gain out of sending hate? And like I'm seeing people say, for everybody who coming out defending themselves, you just look worse because now you look guilty. Bro, who created that? Who created this thing where it's, if you defend yourself when people throw dirt on your name, you instantly look guilty? That is fucking stupid. I don't know who created that saying and where that logic came from. But man, y'all gotta stop letting this stupidity prevail, bro. Dead ass. If people throwing dirt on your name and going at you, everybody is not Jay-Z, bro. Some people gonna respond. Hey, bro, let's get into these games, man, because I'm about to start saying some shit on here, bro. Y'all are crazy. Every time I see that, I think to myself, like, man, people can't be this fucking stupid. Bro, somebody accused you of rape and you didn't rape nobody and you stay quiet. What? And if you defend yourself, now that make you look worse? What? Bruh. I don't understand how the human mind works sometimes. Because that's just fucking stupid. If somebody accuse you of killing somebody and you say, no, it wasn't me, and you defend yourself, now I look guilty? That's how the logic work on Twitter. And I'm starting to realize Twitter is a place full of fucking idiots. The idiots far outweigh Twitter is not a place for intellectuals. But we got some games to talk about. And I want to start off with this Indy game because this was a disgusting game. The game started out with a 75-yard touchdown to Nico Collins from C.J. Stroud. And man, I love what this game did because boy, this could be like a channel defining type of game. Because I told you, if you watch the channel, you know one of my biggest difference makers in a game, when both teams is evenly matched, when both teams seem to be, it's not really one thing on the other side that make the other team that much greater than the other. You have to look at the quarterbacks. C.J. Stroud is a better quarterback than Gardner Minshew. I haven't moved off of my Gardner Minshew is not a great quarterback or good quarterback, in my opinion, all year. And it's funny that the most important game, he decided to pull a Ryan Fitzpatrick. He didn't throw away the ball like Ryan Fitzpatrick liked to do. But boy, did he throw. This is I was about to say this is a shaky game. This is far more than just a shaky game. This was a bad game by Gardner Minshew. Bad passes. Just shaky all night. I mean, it was passes there to hit. He didn't hit them. The receiving game, I mean, the receivers in the passing game basically didn't exist for the majority of the game. The running game was phenomenal for the majority of the game, but they didn't. Both defenses played a good game, a great game. The Colts defense, I felt, played the better game because what they had. You could look at this game and think to yourself, the Texans really missed on a lot of opportunities. I feel like that was more so because they couldn't get that running game going early. Because they couldn't get the running game early, they put a lot on C.J. Stroud's shoulders. I understand how great C.J. Stroud is, but this still ain't a great, well-oiled offense yet. So you still want to have that running game to fall back on. The running game wasn't great for the Texans early, so I felt like it was opportunities in this game where they could have built on that lead and put this game out of reach early, but they weren't able to do that because the offense couldn't convert on certain downs. Or they had a lot of false starts in this game also. So the Texans did a lot to hurt themselves, which is why the Colts stayed in this game as long as they did. It was a mix of self-inflicted wounds by the Texans, great defense by the Colts, and a great running game for Jonathan Taylor, who basically him and Zach Moss backpacked the Colts team to try to get them this win. But at the end of the day, it's exactly why a quarterback that has a great season will always win an MVP over a running back. Because as great as Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss were, they could not overcome the bad quarterback play from Gardner Minshew. It was guys open that he missed, guys who he should have hit in stride that he missed. Bad play in the pocket, bad footwork leading to bad throws in the pocket. Like, it was just a lot of arid throws tonight by Gardner Minshew. This is a very inaccurate game when you need him to be accurate the most. Not really able to extend too many plays. I know some people will say he don't have weapons, even though you've been playing with the same weapons all season. So I don't know how. Plus, this ain't like we talking about a great quarterback. That's another thing. But You can make the excuse for the weapons and still see that Gardner Minshew played a bad game when they needed him to play a good game. And one of the most important drives, if not the most important drive of the game, is the game-winning drive by the Texans when C.J. Stroud went 7 for 7 on that drive, 80 yards, and got his team in the end zone. Look at the plays that he made on that drive. 2 times on that drive, they had to face a 2nd and 20. Terrible tackling by the Colts is what gave up that first conversion. I mean, it's 2nd and 20. The dude catch the ball like 5 yards and he pick up like 12 or 13 yards just because of missed tackle in the backfield because of lazy tackling effort. Look at how bad the Colts tackled in the end of this game, especially on that drive. This is further evidence that playing great defense for an entire game don't matter. It's when you play defense in that important spot that mean the most. The Colts essentially needed 1 stop or 2, and they couldn't get it. No, they essentially needed 1 stop, and they could not get that 1 stop. And the worst part is that while obviously I tell you that you got to get the stops where they matter, this was a tough game for the Colts defense because you standing on the sideline and you doing what you doing, and you looking at your offense and you looking at Gardner Minshew specifically struggle the way he struggled. It's tough. It is tough, and that's a tough way for your season to end. I know people gonna be like, oh, the dude dropped the ball at the end of the game. Go back and watch it. That is another bad throw by Gardner Minshew. And my problem in this game is on a 4th and 1 play, I understand that was a good play call in theory because the dude was open. All you got to do is make the throw. Here's my problem. The same problem I had when Dan Quinn went forward on that on the 2-point conversion. I had a problem before the results of the play. I had a problem with this one before the results of the play. Both of your running backs, Taylor and Moss, are averaging well over 4 yards a carry. Well over 4 yards a carry. If this offensive line cannot provide traction to pick up 1 fucking yard with these 2 running backs, then we don't deserve to win anyways. But I'm putting the ball in their hands because we are only in this game right now because of them. All the offensive production has basically come from them. The only reason we still have a chance right now on offense is because of them. Gardner Minshew has struggled all game. He has nearly sunk this ship all game. And yet and still, you put the ball in Gardner Minshew's hand. See, I don't like this theory of, well, he haven't been good all game, but he'll make the throw that he need to make. That's not how this works. It's not a movie. If we watching a game, probability of what's happened in the game says he probably won't make this throw. But you still put the game, your season, in his hands, on his arm, on 4th and 1. I don't understand that. You know you got a great running back. You know you got a great running game. Who gives a damn if they know you finna run the ball? Pick up that 1 yard and keep this thing moving so we could try to win this game and get into the playoffs. To try to be a head coach and out-coach yourself or outsmart yourself in a sense that I don't understand that. Because when you watch this game, Gardner Minshew should not have had that ball on his arm with the season on the line. You pick up that first down, I'm willing to lose our season on the backs of these 2 running backs. I'm not okay with losing our season off of Gardner Minshew's arm, especially seeing how he has played all night compared to how my 2 running backs have played all night. If you say, oh, well, you know, Jonathan Taylor was dealing with a foot injury, a heel injury. Zach Moss was still balling out too. Plus, Jonathan Taylor had just came back into that game and had made some good runs since returning. So I don't really like, I don't like the play call at the end by Shane Steichen, but it wasn't the play. It was putting the game, your season, on the arm of a guy who had struggled all night and a guy who has not shown you that he can put the team on his shoulders in this type of moment and rise above. And I don't even give a damn. For one, man, you got to be a Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen type of dude to where I don't care about the history. Well, no, obviously the history matter, but to have struggled all game the way Gardner did, the only thing he didn't have was the interceptions. But if you watch the game to see how shaky he was and to see how great the running backs were in that situation, man, if you ain't Lamar, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, I don't know if I'm putting the ball in your hand anyways. That's 1 yard with 2 running backs who done average well over 5 yards this game. I think Jonathan Taylor averaged about 8 yards a carry, and Zach Moss averaged about 6 or 7. Both of them picked up big yards damn near every time they ran the ball. And then at the end of the game, on that game-winning drive for the Texans, they finally found their running game. So, to me, in this type of game, this is why a great quarterback or having a quarterback that you trust matters. Because look at how C.J. Stroud, and was C.J. Stroud perfect all game? Absolutely not, but he made the plays that matter. He made some crazy throws in this game on that key drive. Now, to hop to this Ravens-Pittsburgh game, because this is an interesting game. It was a terrible watch, 17-10. It was not a fun watch. It went exactly how you would imagine a Tyler Huntley start would go. The Steelers, celebrating on Twitter, walking in your trap, take over your trap, and all this nonsense. You boys are still going to probably miss the playoffs. So that's, very interesting tactics, especially considering you did not play the starters for the Ravens. But I want the Steelers to make the playoffs, bro. I want y'all to see how sorry y'all truly are. Either way, I could care less about the action. Well, no, I'm going to tell y'all about the game. But y'all have to understand, man, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or take personal shots at nobody who I'm finna talk about throughout the duration of me talking about this Ravens-Steelers game. All right? Sending prayers up there to TJ Watt, hoping he can get healthy. But I am confused as to why Tyler Huntley started this fucking game. I'm even more confused as to why he finished this game. I understand Lamar Jackson not playing, Roquan Smith not playing, Kyle Hamilton, Marlowe, OBJ, Flowers. I wouldn't have played those guys either. I probably wouldn't have played Tyler Lindenbaum. I wouldn't have played Morgan Moses. I wouldn't have played Kevin Zeitler. Zeitler didn't play. And I probably wouldn't have played Patrick Queen. However, there's no however. I understand not playing those guys. No, it is a however. However, I'm still going to try to win the fucking game with the players that I have out there. And listen, I don't know if it's just because Lamar loved Tyler. I don't know if it's Huntley have a great relationship with Harbaugh. Tyler Huntley is not a good quarterback. And when I say he's not a good quarterback, I'm telling you he's not a competent backup quarterback. I encourage anybody who thinks Tyler Huntley is a great player to go show me the film of a game where he was great the whole way through or even good the whole way through. This is why I was irritated the year that people kept saying, and the analyst was getting on TV raving about Tyler Huntley, saying, oh, he gave the Ravens just as good a chance as Lamar Jackson. I remember people saying it getting on TV, paid analysts and paid football experts saying that the Ravens should cut ties with Lamar to save money and go forward with Tyler Huntley because he give them just as much a chance to win as Lamar Jackson. I seen the analysts get on TV and say that those two played just alike. And every time I saw that, I got on here and said, these analysts are fucking stupid and racist and ignorant. Because it is no way that if you watch these games, do you think that these two players resemble each other in any way, shape, form, or possible? The only way you would say they were the same is because they black, they had cornrows, they throw a football, they run a football. And that was where the comparison stopped for you. Because Tyler Huntley is terrible. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But if you watch him play this game, if you watch any of his starts, it does not make sense that he is starting after. Lamar Jackson done been hurt. You would think as a Baltimore Raven fan, as a Raven organization, you done had to go into a playoff game without Lamar and had to rely on Tyler Huntley. I understand people saying, oh, he almost won that game. Go look at that game and look at how much better a competent quarterback could have played in that game and actually won that game. See, people focus on the almost. I'm focused on everything he did wrong in that game that could have been done right, that wouldn't even put us in a position to lose that game in the first place. I'm thinking of every game he done played that Lamar don't play, where he play like ass and we luck up and win the game because our defense find a way, or the other team is just bad enough to where we win the game. But that rarely happens because Tyler Huntley is usually the worst player on the field when the other team step on, because he usually worse than their other quarterback. And when we got the worst quarterback, that's almost as bad as having the worst player, because the quarterback touched the ball every fucking game, every drive. So either they not changing the game for you in a positive way, or they changing the game for you in a negative way. And that's the only way I see Tyler Huntley. I don't believe he got great footwork. I think his drop back is terrible. I think his throwing motion is terrible. I just said he don't got good footwork, but I actually think his footwork is terrible. I think his throwing motion is terrible. He is a one-read quarterback, and I don't even think he is a one-fucking-read quarterback. Sometimes his first read that he's supposed to see pop open, and he'll come off of that read. And then come back to the read and make a bad throw. Sometimes he'll come off of his first read to make a bad throw to nobody. He throw a lot of 50-50 balls that aren't actually deep 50-50 balls. As a matter of fact, I call those balls 90-10 balls. 90% of the time, the defense should probably pick them bitches off. Tyler Huntley leave a lot, and not even a lot to be desired. There's a lot of work that need to transpire with his game. See, Tyler Huntley he play the way racist motherfuckers think try to tell you Lamar Jackson, the way he play. Not to mention, I keep seeing people say, oh, he a good scrambler. Tyler Huntley is not a good scrambler. Tyler Huntley has some of his better scrambles I done seen from him in this game, but his inability to process quickly, which I don't mean no disrespect by that, but if you watch him play, you can clearly see he is not making quick decisions. And when it's time to make a decision, he panics and makes bad plays. He kills himself. He will kill his own running lanes because of bad plays. He always try to do this juke shit to miss out of sacks instead of properly understanding how to manipulate a pocket and work, step forward, step around, and move in the pocket altogether. There is absolutely no reason Tyler Huntley should be starting over Josh Johnson, but he did. There was no reason why he should have finished that game, but he did. The only reason Tyler Huntley should have stayed in that game is because the Ravens had absolutely no desire to win it. And that's what was irritating to me, because that was a very winnable game for the Ravens. I understand we played for nothing. The competitor in me still wanted to win that game. What make it worse? The Steelers had everything to play for. They still look like shit. Mason Rudolph didn't throw a pick. That's because some of them got dropped. At least 2 picks he should have thrown got dropped. I understand it was a monsoon. It was an ugly game. Bro, I don't care. And this definitely wasn't football weather. But I understand that. That's why you had so many mishandling of the football, bad fumbles, and things of that nature. Mind you, I'm going to get to Gus Edwards in a second, as a matter of fact, or in a minute. My thoughts coming out of this game was, I don't know how Snoop Huntley, Tyler Huntley, is the number 1 backup to Lamar Jackson. I done seen Josh Johnson play. I saw him playing in preseason. I'm not telling you that Josh Johnson is some world-beating quarterback. What I am telling you is that he is better than Tyler Huntley. And my biggest problem is that John Harbaugh sees, like, you have to see this Tyler Huntley experience now, and they still keep marching this motherfucker out as the backup. And that just don't make sense to me, because I don't know what they are seeing from him. The pass game basically does not exist when Tyler Huntley is on the field. There's basically no receivers exist when he on the field. He don't read defenses. He don't break down defenses. Like I said, he one read sometimes. He not good at scrambling. He not good at his pocket work. It's a lot of little things that's a part of being a quarterback that he not good at. Like, at some point in time, Tyler Huntley had to be a great quarterback, obviously, because you get to the NFL by being great. But it's very clear to me that he is not a good NFL quarterback. And people keep talking about he a backup. So, Tyler Huntley, to me, is not a backup. He is a 3rd or 4th string quarterback that hold the clipboard and barely ever get on the field. The Ravens got him in here because of the offense that Greg Roman ran. It is very clear today that he cannot run the Todd Monken offense. He is not an advanced enough quarterback to be running a Todd Monken offense. Now, you could blame that on him not being worked with long enough, but you can also blame that on what is he doing in the offseason to make himself better. See, that's the one thing I always say. I understand all other people get paid too. I'm the biggest advocate for that. That's why I don't like it when people blame one person, because there's other motherfuckers who get paid too. And when they're not doing their jobs, I got a problem with that. Blaming Lamar Jackson for all them playoff losses when other motherfuckers on that team was supposed to be paid to do a job that they didn't do, that bothers me. Tyler Huntley, but the players themselves have a job to do also, to get better on your own. Even though I'm telling you, it's other people who paid to help you get better also. You also got to do your part. What is Tyler Huntley doing to make himself better in the offseason? Because I don't see it. I do not see it on the field. He haven't become better at reading the defense. He haven't become a better passer. He haven't become better at scrambling. He haven't become better in the pocket. What has Tyler Huntley done to help himself get better? The media keep running around talking about, oh, Tyler Huntley competent. Oh, he good. He a good Lamar Jackson replace. This is why I say I got to stop listening to the media, man. They not watching these games. They watching the best parts of a highlight tape. If you watch the full Tyler Huntley experience, every single game he done started, I done watched. Every single game he done been played, I done watched. It's real cute when you get to see him come in at the end of a game where the defense already done been defeated and he throw a touchdown. That's real cute. To see when a defense know that he the one starting and they get to plan against him that week and he have to get thrown. It's really hard to even say that they plan against him because you just throw him out there and he gonna struggle. It's very obvious. So in my opinion, if Tyler Huntley is going to become a competent backup, because bro, this is not Tyrod Taylor. This is not like, those are better quarterbacks than Tyler Huntley. I understand people keep wanting to think, oh, he a black dude. So you comparing them all those. He not better than none of those dudes. He not nowhere near those dudes talent-wise. And the biggest problem that I'm having is people keep saying that he is. If Tyler Huntley is going to become a competent backup, he's going to have to find a situation. And I don't know how you find this situation as a backup, but you're going to have to find somebody who work with you nonstop to make you to try to get your skill set to the level of a starter. But as a backup that nobody really putting the franchise on, how do you get to that? That's my problem with Tyler Huntley being a backup. It's like I said with Justin Fields. When you watch Justin Fields over his career, it's very clear that if you just watch him play, watch the games, it's something missing from his game. It's not the people around him. It's throws that he can't hit. It's throws that he won't make. It's defenses that he still can't read to this day. I'm not here to kill Justin Fields, but if you're looking to talk about the individual problems in the quarterback, that's why I knew it wasn't Lamar Jackson, because I looked at Lamar Jackson. I said, okay, what are the things he need to work on? What are the things Pat Mahomes need to work on? Josh Allen. They didn't outweigh the greatness of those guys. I'm looking at Huntley. I look at guys like Justin Fields. I look at guys like Baker Mayfield. It's things in their game that's stopping them from being great. In Tyler Huntley's case and there's other, it's stopping them from even being competent. Now, Justin Fields look like a competent quarterback right now to people. I would say look at who the fuck they've been playing over the last couple weeks. But that's neither here nor there. When you look at these quarterbacks, there is something that's missing from their game, not the receivers around them, not the play caller. It is something missing from their game that is stopping them from being great. That's Tyler Huntley. I don't understand why I understand this game had no meaning to Baltimore. I still don't understand why you put a dude out there who damn near give you zero chance to win the game. I don't. Because you know how I be saying that Pittsburgh got 3 backups as quarterbacks on their team right now? Bro, I would take every single one of them over Tyler Huntley right now. Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, and I don't even remember the third dude's name. I take all 3 of them over. Mitchell Trubisky. I take all 3 of them over Tyler Huntley. And Mitchell Trubisky a turnover machine. Tyler Huntley is too, but the offense dropped interceptions and the offensive play calling being so dumbed down so that he can't kill the game with turnovers. That's why it don't look like it. They did the same thing for Justin Fields in his second year. But I didn't want to come on here and kill Tyler Huntley, but I got to be honest with what I just saw. And I done seen this every time he played. This is why I done said on the channel, when he play, I don't watch. Because I cannot think of too many other quarterback-led teams that when they lead that team, I know it's going to be one of the worst viewing experiences I done witnessed. And Tyler Huntley done lived up to that. Every single fucking time I watch Tyler Huntley play, I'm annoyed. I'm disgusted. I'm like, wow, this might be one of the worst displays of quarterbacking I done never seen. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it is what it is. Now, listen, we got a couple football games tomorrow. We actually got a lot of fucking football games tomorrow, but listen, not all of them fucking matter. So we're going to go over the ones that do. Minnesota, Detroit does not matter in my opinion. Minnesota is missing the playoffs. We already know that. Detroit is not fighting for anything. Detroit will win that game. Well, I don't know because they might restart. Let me tell you right now, wins and losses in this point don't matter. I'm telling you who I think gonna win if the game matter. This game don't matter, so who wins don't matter. Tampa Bay and Carolina, this game does matter. If Tampa Bay wins, they're in. I cannot see a scenario. Well, yes, I can. I'm acting like we're talking about a team with a great quarterback. I can see a scenario where Carolina end up winning this game, which would mean Baker, midfield, and them boys just absolutely go out there and lay an egg and blow it. But it's hard for me to see that happening at this moment. I'm like, come on, man. They got to find a way to squeak out a win. I can see Carolina fighting to try to ruin the playoffs for the playoff chances for Tampa, but I don't think they'll end up winning this game. The Jets take on New England. That game does not matter, so we don't give a fuck who wins it. But I do see people talking about this could be Belichick's last game as a New England Patriot. And like I said before, I agree with that. I think that the Patriots should go in a new direction. They should try to go with a young, offensive, minded head coach that rebuilds. I would fire every single Bill Belichick staff member. Anybody with ties to Bill Belichick, I would fire. I would start. I know that sounds crazy, but I would start fresh. I would let a new dude. I would hire a head coach and a new GM. I would let them come in and take over the organization and try to let them start to build up. And the thing with the Patriots is they keep trying to avoid being other teams. The fact of the matter is you have become other teams. You have become those bad teams that you never wanted to become. You just became it with Bill Belichick. So you wanted to avoid becoming that by not firing Bill and saying, oh, we don't want to run through multiple GMs. But now it's time for a culture shift, in my opinion. And if Bill want to keep coaching, it's great opportunities out there that's Super Bowl ready if you go get a great head coach and a few pieces. And I think those are the teams he should go try to be on. I think he should go try to coach the I'm actually torn on this one because I saw somebody say that Jim Harbaugh might try to go do it too. I don't know if I think the Chargers' job is as great as other people think it is. I do think Justin Herbert in that offense could use some guidance in that team. But at some point in time, Justin Herbert is what he is, a dude who throw for a lot of yards and just do not play big in big moments. I'm thinking more so the defense, but then again, the defense done had games where they just unstoppable defensively and the offense still don't come through. So for me, I could have a lot of reasons as to why the Chargers could be a great opportunity, and I still think it is. The problem is, how great is an AFC opportunity at this point if you're not the head coach of the Ravens, the Bengals, the Bills, or the Chiefs, and possibly the Texans coming up? If you don't have Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, it's not a such thing as a good job in the AFC right now. Because, like I said, you got young quarterbacks over there, Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, Justin Herbert. They ain't them top two quarterbacks, and they ain't Josh Allen and Joe Burrow, the other two. So I don't know how big. Now, I understand that you say, well, if you're a good team, you can find a way to overcome that. Plus, the quarterback play is more than competent enough, so we could still end up winning. Yeah, I agree with that, but what if Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen decide to go nuclear? Because if they go nuclear, that's still putting them over the top of your great team if you ain't got one of those guys. Not to mention, let's say one of those dudes go nuclear every year. That means you got 4 years plus every single year those dudes going crazy, meaning it's the chances of you winning in that division, in that conference, is slight. I think the best opportunities actually lie in the NFC. Even if you don't fit, for one, I think the Panthers' job is a great situation because even if you don't think Bryce Young is the answer, you'll have a first pick in the draft if they pull this shit off 2 years in a row by being this bad. And listen, the Texans done shown you can be shit long enough to end up falling into a great situation. So if I'm a head coach, I want that Panthers job. I need security to know that if we have another bad season, I'm not getting fired. I'm not even going to be talked about as being fired. I need the opportunity to be able to build this Panther team back up to what it can be. Charlotte is a great area to live in. I think the Carolina Panthers is a great opportunity. Another opportunity in the NFC that I think is a great opportunity is the what's this fucking team? Not Chicago. New York. If they don't fire, what's his man's name? Brian Daboll. Now I don't think they're gonna fire Brian Daboll, but if he do get fired, well, nope. Because if you got to keep the quarterback, I don't think that's a great situation. I think the Panthers situation is a great one though. But it's a lot of NFC opportunities that could be great when the coaching spots open. Now, one opportunity that I think is a great opportunity, I just don't know how great I think it is because once again, you in the AFC, is that Raiders opportunity. I just don't think they're going to fire Antonio Pierce, and I don't really think that you should let him go. I think you should just make him your permanent head coach because you don't have a quarterback. You might as well let him build a culture and let him get ingrained and try. To be honest with you, if you're an AFC team, man, you need to do your job to get a quarterback that you're going to have for the long haul. Because it's not going to be a 1 year, 2 year fix, bro. It's going to be a long slug it out type of road. Why do you think the top teams is the ones that's got the longest tenured head coaches at the moment? The Chiefs and the Ravens done had their quarterbacks for a while now. The Bills done had their head coach for a while now. I understand it's the quarterback. But you still got to have a head coach who you're going to be with through thick and thin, who going to change the organization, who the players know he going to be here throughout. Mike Tomlin. People know they'll go to the Steelers because they know who's going to be the head coach. They're not worried about Mike Tomlin losing his job. When the whole world on the outside go crazy, oh, he should be fired. The Steelers know they're not firing their man. They're bringing him back. Same with the Ravens. Same with the Chiefs. Stability at the head coach position is also what helps your quarterback grow and what helps your quarterback be great and develop into what you want him to be. It helped the team build a culture and develop into what you want it to be. So if you one of these teams in the AFC that's looking for a head coach, you really need to do a good job at making the hire and getting a guy in there who's going to be in there for the long haul, who you're going to be able to struggle with, who you're going to be able to go through dark times with. Because it's not going to always look great in the AFC. That's very evident over there in Jacksonville right now. You coming off of a great year, you follow it up with this down year right here of everything just going south. That's life in the AFC. The Bengals was in the Super Bowl 1 year. They're going to miss the playoffs this year. That's life in the AFC. The Ravens was the number 1 seed in 2019, lost the first game of the playoffs. Life in the AFC. The only people who had it good in the AFC so far recently, since Brady left, is Pat Mahomes. Every year in the AFC ain't going to be a beautiful year. So the head coach, you got to, when you hiring a head coach, you got to understand that. Now, in the NFC, I just think it's different. I think you can dominate in the NFC right now because there's no quarterbacks that's top of the line at the moment that's just running through that division or through that conference. But, we had this conversation every show, so I digress. However, Atlanta, New Orleans. Now, this is an important game because, see, the winner of this game can make the playoffs with a Tampa Bay loss, I believe. So, Atlanta and New Orleans, this is a very important game. Will I be watching it? Probably not. Cleveland and Cincinnati, this game means nothing. Cincinnati not making the playoffs. Cleveland already locked up their spot. The starters won't play. Jacksonville and Tennessee, this is an important game for Jacksonville. Jacksonville need help to still make the playoffs, but a win right here and a Buffalo loss, and I believe they make the playoffs. The Rams take on San Francisco. Now, this is not going to be an interesting game because San Francisco is not starting their starters, and the Rams have already locked up a playoff spot, so that game does not matter. Seattle, but obviously I'm picking the Rams because that's one of my squads. Seattle is taking on Arizona. This game does matter. Seattle needs to win this game. I'm not confident that Seattle will win this game. But I'm going to take Seattle. If they win, I believe they in. Or with a Green Bay loss. Denver is headed to Vegas to take on the Raiders. This game does not matter, so we don't care about it. Dallas is in Washington. This game does not matter, so we not talking about it. The Kansas City Chiefs are in LA to take on the Chargers yet again. This game doesn't matter, so we're not going to talk about it. Philadelphia is in New Jersey taking on the Jets. This game does not matter, so we ain't going to talk about it. Chicago is in Green Bay. This game actually do matter. Green Bay win. I believe they are in. So I need my guy. I am going to be watching this game. I need Jordan Love to win this thing and get into the playoffs. Personal agendas. But I was talking to Henry today on Twitter. And, you know, I am fully convinced that the Bears could quite possibly pass on Caleb Williams and keep Justin Fields. And I want to put in perspective on everybody that done passed on to basically draft and keep Mitchell Trubisky and to keep Justin Fields. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Bryce Young, and CJ Stroud. And it will be Caleb Williams if they decide to pass on him this year. And anybody else in that draft, Bo Nix and all those other dudes. So I just want to let y'all know the level of talent, Anthony Richardson, the level of talent that done passed on. That if any point in time you thought to yourself, or analysts and people was like, oh, this talent is questionable. It was questionable when those other teams took them. And those every single person that I named has been better than the two quarterbacks they done had. Every quarterback I just named done shown flashes of being better than both of the quarterbacks they took. When you pass on that much quarterback talent, Henry is right. I have no faith in this team. Whatever they can do to fuck this shit up, they probably will. I think it is fucking sane that they done passed on this much talent at the quarterback position. I didn't even realize until I wrote it. Deshaun Watson. Like, bro, they done passed on damn near a Hall of Fame's list of talent. Especially if everything go good for most of these quarterbacks, bro. They done passed on. Because we expect Mahomes, Allen, and Lamar to be Hall of Famers. Lamar and Pat Mahomes, to me, are already Hall of Famers. Because if Lamar wins his second MVP, you can put him in the Hall of Fame. Individual awards is what gets you in the Hall of Fame. I understand people want to say, oh, he ain't got a Super Bowl. That's a team award. There's a lot of players in the league who made the Hall of Fame without a Super Bowl. You passed on all that talent to keep and draft Mitchell Trubisky and to keep Justin Fields. That is disgusting. And the Sunday night game, Buffalo, Miami. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people. And I tweeted at Dan Orlovsky. I tweeted under one of his tweets where he was like, Josh Allen is about to have 46 touchdowns. This is unreal. I just don't like this narrative that they've been pushing for Josh Allen. Because a lot of people in those comments thought that he was about to have 50 touchdown passes because they understood that's the stat that everybody care about. That would be 50 total touchdowns, meaning his rushing and his passing. Josh Allen don't got 46 passing touchdowns. I don't understand why the media is painting this narrative. I don't understand why we playing this stat game. Josh Allen was playing bad football early in the season. Josh Allen has not played Josh Allen level football on a weekly basis. Neither has Stephon Diggs. Yet, people will tell you Stephon Diggs done struggled and get on here and tell you that Josh Allen should be the MVP. I don't know if there's nobody in the media who fuck with Josh Allen the way I fuck with Josh Allen. I've been a Josh Allen fan since he stepped foot in the league alone. And so, I don't understand. I done told you, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, them my fucking guys. And obviously Pat Mahomes too, but them my fucking guys. I'm always repping for them boys. To say Josh Allen should be MVP, to paint this narrative that Josh Allen done been squeaky clean the last couple weeks is fucking sane to me. Fucking sane. You don't see, the thing with the media is they don't know how to critique somebody without killing them. Josh Allen got to play better. And I can tell you right now, they not beating Miami if Josh and Stephon Diggs don't have a good game. It's just not going to happen. The way they've been able to survive playing as bad as they done played against some of these bad teams they done kept it close with over the last couple weeks, that's not happening if you play Miami this bad. Now, I know Miami have a propensity to show up and only drop 19 against the good teams. However, this is a little bit different because this is a divisional opponent. And now, if with your whole season on the line, basically, because if you lose this game, you drop all the way down to that wild card spot. If you Miami, this is the most important game of your franchise under Tua and Mike McDaniels. You got to go out there and get it done. Now, I'm taking Josh Allen in this game because that's my guy. So I'm going to just use my biasness in this one and take my favorite of the two. But I truly do think that Miami is going to win this game. I just fucked y'all in the head with that one. I'm fucking with y'all. I'm taking Miami. I think Miami actually going to win this game. And I'm going to tell you why. I've been taking Josh Allen and the Bills for a long time leading up to this game. Because I said it's just, for some reason, Josh Allen and them boys have their number. And if they go out here and beat the shit out of the Dolphins, it would not surprise me one bit. But this game is in Miami. Josh Allen and the offense for the Bills have not looked good. It's just reality. I understand the Chubb going down and the Bills, and the Dolphins is dealing with some injuries. But if the Dolphins cannot show, if they don't, I just still feel like, for one, if they don't show up in this game, that'd just be sad, to be honest with you. That to me will be bad culturally for this team. However, the offense for the Bills, to me, just has not been anywhere near as competent as the offense for the Dolphins. And that's even taking into account that the Dolphins got slapped last week by the Ravens. I don't think that the Bills defense is as good as the Ravens defense right now. And you got to understand, this is a Bills defense that I got a lot of faith in. Just not right now. With all the pieces that they're missing, the Dolphins are more prone to be able to take advantage of that. And also, Josh Allen's turnover problem could become a real problem in this Miami game. I understand Xavier Howard not playing, but Stephon Diggs is going to be matched up. If he is matched up against Jalen Ramsey, I still don't have faith in those other dudes for now I have nothing but faith in the world for Josh Allen, and Josh Allen could very well be the difference in this game because Josh Allen is him. But Josh Allen going to have to prove me wrong for the first time because I think this is like one of the few times I done picked against him. The same way Pat Mahomes did me earlier in the season when I picked the Dolphins to beat Pat Mahomes. Coming off of bad games, Pat Mahomes stepped up and said, don't care about none of that shit. I'm winning this. Josh Allen going to have to do the same thing, and I got nothing but confidence that he will. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. I appreciate all the subscribers, the likes, the shares, bro. Y'all lit, man. Y'all lit. I can't wait till I'm able to give back, the love that y'all done given me. We almost at 50 subscribers, which is telling me we definitely getting to 100 plus by the end of this year. Probably going to be at 200 or something. That's what it's telling me. All right. And so as the subscriber count grow, it's very important for me to continue to get better. All right. Because, people listen for the first time. You want to make sure you're saying something good. You want to make sure you're saying something that they can latch on to. You don't want to be on here saying a bunch of bullshit. And one thing I'm never going to do is say a bunch of ignorant shit or shit that I know will get me the views. And I'm not going to do that. I got to remain authentic and real to myself. And being real and authentic to myself is I can't push that negativity shit that I know people be sinking their teeth into, bro. But with that, go out there and tell somebody you fuck with them and tell somebody that you love them. We could be anything in the world. So let's choose to be kind to somebody. All right. I fuck with you. I love you. Go out there and you tell somebody you love them, man. Thank you for the likes, the subscribers, the shares. And let's keep doing that. Liking, subscribing, and sharing. With that being said, a hand to the head. I salute you. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, she know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy, scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber. You out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.